بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبع هداه وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله إخوان إن شاء الله tonight we are continuing our dars from the book Minhaaj-ul-Muslim, the approach of the Muslims by Imam Abu-Bakr-Jaabir-Aljazaairy rahimahullah. So previously last class, that was on Sunday, we began to study الباب الثالث في الأخلاق, chapter 3 or section 3 in ethics. So that's chapter 1. So inshallah tonight we are going to study chapter 2 or from chapter 2 because it is long, we cannot finish it tonight. So he says Al-Fasl al-Thani, chapter 2, في خلق الصبر واحتمال الأذى. So this chapter, chapter 2 in section 3, is talking about the patience or the manner of patience, and endurance of harms. The manner of patience and endurance of harms and the perseverance. Now, so the Shaykh says, Ya Ikhwan, min mahasini akhlaq al-Muslim. This is one of the best manners of a Muslim. One of the best manners of a Muslim. التي يتحلى بها, which he adorns himself with. Because, Ya Ikhwan, Hafizakumullah, the adornment of Iman and good manners is more important than the adornment we do, which is physical. The physical adornment, we clean ourselves, we dress well. So the one we do to decorating and adorning our minds and heart is more important than this. So a person will adorn himself with good characters, Ya Ikhwan. Yatahalla. So when you say yatahalla, that is just as if to wear. To adorn and to wear something. And which is the opposite of yatakhalla. When you say yatakhalla, is to take off something away from himself. Understand, Ikhwan? So he said, Al-sabru واحتمال الأذى, patience or being patient and bearing the harms في ذات الله تعالى, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This kind of things is only for the sake of Allah. If you do it for the sake of anything, there is no reward. A person might get a kind of material benefit of something like this, which is very much temporary, and say, oh, he might not get nothing. But when you do it for the sake of Allah, either you get it now or today or tomorrow, or you didn't get nothing, your own reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the hereafter. We have to know this, Ikhwan. Whatever we do, because the real Iman which is inserted into our heart, if someone is successful to have got the real Iman, he will see the things of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more than he can see anything material. Do you understand, Ikhwan? He will lay his importance on anything to do with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever is going to be saving, or whatever is going to be accumulated of reward, which a person is going to enjoy them in the Jannah or in his grave, a person will lay his emphasis on this more than the material life. The reason why most people and give the material life more importance than the divine life is that this material life is known by all the sense organs. A person will see the beauty of the life. A person will touch. A person will taste. A person will hear. A person will a lot of things. But for the divine life, you can only know these kind of things or believe in them through iman. So not everybody's iman is the same. Some people have very much weak iman, so they can't perceive things. Al-San Ikhwan? No. Either with pure iman or when someone dies. If you die, you'll see the reality. Whatever ideology you follow, whatever garbage you follow, when you die, none can do anything to you. None can save you against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whoever, for whomever you work, from whomever you get support, when you die, everything is endless. It has ended. Everything has ended. No one can do nothing now. Now you have become in another world, which can only be controlled by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But this world, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has left us the control, because this is the world of test. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. نعم. So this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who created the death and the life to test who amongst you is the best in conduct. Now, so Allah has given us this kind of limited free will that we can obey. We can obey Him. We can disobey Him. We can say the truth and we can say we can tell lies. We can do a lot of things, positive or negative. This is our according to how we can do. So that's why we always have to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the strength to to obey Him. We always say after the prayer, Allahumma inni ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husn ibadatik. Oh Allah, help me to remember you. When you remember Allah, always to remember you and to praise you, that is to give you thanks and to worship you correctly and sincerely. So if this your dua is accepted, then you are successful. Ikhwan, barakallahu fikum. Naam. So he says, amma sabru, as for sabr, patience, the meaning of the word patience, فهو حبس النفس على ما تكره, is to restrain oneself over what it hates. When you control, you restrain yourself, you control your inner self to do as Allah wants. And say, ikhwan, أو احتمال المكروه, or to endure the things that our souls dislike. And say, ikhwan, to shoulder something which is very much a big burden upon someone, to shoulder it. You just shoulder what you dislike, because we know in the hadith of Abu Musa al-Ash'ari radhiyallahu anhu, the meaning of which is the Jannah, the paradise, is covered with shahawat. That is what is shahawat? Desire. Naam, desire. And the hellfire is covered with no. The fire or the hell is covered with desires, and the Jannah is covered with difficulties. You see, so it is just covered. So the moment that the cover is unveiled, you see the reality. Now, so that's why he says, he has to shoulder what he dislikes. بنوع من الرضا والتسليم. الله المستعان. بنوع من الرضا والتسليم. Through kind of rigorous acceptance or pleasure to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Through pleasure, being pleasant or having it pleasing, what taslim and submission. You have to be pleased with whatever Allah is pleased with, and you have to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why I say what taslim ya ikhwan, hafizakumullah, because we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through three things: through love and hope and fear. We love Allah, that's why we worship Him, and we hope His Jannah and we fear His hell. And so it says, فَالْمُسْلِمْ يَحْبِسُ نَفْسَهُ عَلَى مَا تَكْرَهُ. Therefore, a Muslim forces himself to be away from what it hates. I mean, to not to commit anything, يعني to focus to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, min ibadatillahi wa ta'atihi, يعني to train oneself to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to obey Him, under any circumstances. وَيَلْزَمُهَا بِذَلِكَ إِلْزَامًا, to train her, to train himself, and to compel himself to be Islam suitable, not any environment suitable, or not any the so-called modern time suitable. Now, you have to be Islam suitable. As an ikhwan, وَيَحْبَسُهَا دُونَ مَعَاصِ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ, and to forbid himself from disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَلَا يَسْمَحُ لَهَا بِاقْتِرَابِهَا, so much so that he will not allow himself to go near disobeying Allah. وَلَا يَأْذُنُ لَهَا فِي فِعِلِهَا, and he will not permit himself to commit it, to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't go near and don't do. مَهْمَا تَاقَتْ لِذَلِكَ, no matter how it loves or it longs, or it inclines to that. Because ourselves, we like things of shaitan. Shaitan always decorates disobedience. So inna an-nafsa la'amaratun bisuh. So our inner selves are always commanding us to commit evil. So, but by listening, by learning about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by listening, by staying with the good ones, we always become good ones, and we always be those who always reference shaitan, because shaitan is our enemy and he calls us to the hellfire. So the more we abstain from his way, the better we become. And any kind of slogan which is not قال Allah, قال Rasul, قال Sahabatu, is a slogan which is taking people to the hellfire. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah, أولئك يدعون إلى النار والله يدعو إلى الجنة والمغفرة بإذنه. Those only call to the hellfire. And any slogan which is not in conformity with Islam, with Sharia, is calling you to the hellfire. Now, they have a lot of honey in them. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls you to the Jannah and forgiveness. So he said, no matter how his own self inclines in committing sin, بطبعها, with its bad nature, bad human nature, بطبعها, because the real طبيعة is always inclining to the truth and obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. نعم. So no matter how تاقت وهشت, the soul likes it, ويحبسها على البلاء, and he has to hold himself firmly to be patient over any calamity. إذا نزل, when it occurs, whenever any calamity occurs, we have to be patient, and we have to say, إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. نعم. فلا يتركها تجزع. He shouldn't let himself give up from Allah's mercy, or be discontented, or be just complaining about the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلَا تَسْخَطْ, and it shouldn't be discontented or feel bad. إِذْنِ الْجَزَعِ, because impatience, كما قال الحكماء, like the hukama, the wise scholars have said, kind of impatience على الفائت آفة, that is impatience over a kind of something which has gone, which has been done, or which has passed, is a sickness. For someone to be impatient about something, khalas, it's over. So this one is a sickness, ya akhwan. Why should we be impatient? وَعَلَى الْمُتَوَقَّعِ سَخَافَةً, and being impatient to anything which is to occur, which is expected to occur, the mutawaqqa, is foolishness. وَالسَّخْطُ عَلَى الْأَقْدَارِ, and being annoyed with the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, مُعَاتَبَةُ لِلَّهِ الْوَحِدِ الْقَهَّارِ, is blaming Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How can someone blame Allah, ya ikhwan? Allahu musta'an. وَهُوَ فِي كُلِّ ذَلِكَ, a Muslim, under any circumstances, مستعين بذكر وعد الله. He always seeks help by remembering remembering the promise of Allah. Allah promises the Jannah bil jazaa al hasan, with a kind of with good remuneration, a good reward, ala ta'at, for obeying Allah, for obediences. وَمَا أَعَدَّ لِأَهْلِهَا مِنْ جَزِيلِ الْأَجْرِ, and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared for those who do it, the obedient ones, مِنْ جَزِيلِ الْأَجْرِ, from the abundant reward, which is no one knows its dimension. وَعَظِيمِ الْمَثُوبَاتِ, and the great compensation. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has great compensation for those who follow Him. وَبِذِكِرْ وَعِيدِهِ تَعَالَى. And in other hand, ya ikhwan, we have to remember in Allah's warning and threat. لِأَهْلِ بُغْضَتِهِ, for the ones He hates, the kuffar and those who follow them. Allah hates them. And so ikhwan, وَاللَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الْكَافِرِينَ. Allah does not love the unbelievers, the disbelievers or unbelievers.